Buying a used Mercedes-Benz G-Wagon isn't a decision you make with your wallet, it's one you make with your gut. This isn't just another luxury SUV. It's a status symbol, a rolling brick of prestige with military roots and celebrity appeal. The G-Class, or G-Wagon as everyone calls it, has long been one of the most recognizable and desirable SUVs in the world. It looks the same as it did 20 years ago, yet somehow it never feels outdated. But here's the real question. Should you buy one used? The short answer is yes, but only if you know exactly what you're getting into. The G-Wagon's appeal goes far beyond looks. It's a true off-roader built on decades of rugged engineering. Even modern versions still have 3 locking differentials, a ladder frame, and a body that's basically bulletproof. Yet, over time, Mercedes refined the G-Class into something luxurious and modern inside. Plush leather, advanced tech, and a ride that feels far more comfortable than its boxy shape suggests. It's a strange mix of toughness and opulence, and that's exactly what gives it its charm. But charm doesn't come cheap, especially when you're talking about a Mercedes that costs 6 figures even after years of depreciation. Used G-Wagons tend to hold their value far better than almost any other luxury SUV. Older G550 models still hover around $90,000 to $120,000 depending on mileage, while newer versions can easily stretch beyond $150,000. Even AMG-tuned G63s, which are louder, faster, and more aggressive, rarely dip below $130,000 unless they're very high mileage or rough around the edges. That means you're buying into a luxury experience that refuses to go cheap with age. It's part of what makes the G-Wagon special. You can drive one for years and still command serious resale value. But it also means getting one isn't a bargain in the usual sense. Then there's the matter of maintenance. The G-Wagon may look indestructible, but maintaining one is nothing like owning a Toyota or a Chevy. Mercedes parts and labor rates are expensive, and because the G-Class is packed with complex electronics and advanced drivetrain components, even simple repairs can run into the thousands. Industry estimates suggest that G-Class owners can expect to spend around $17,000 on maintenance and repairs over a 10-year period, and that's assuming regular care and no major failures. A routine oil change can cost between $350 and $500. A brake job can easily reach $1,200, and if you ever need to replace an air suspension component, expect to pay $2,000 or more. Electrical repairs often start around $1,000, and turbo-related issues on AMG versions can climb past $5,000. These aren't rare cases. They're just the reality of keeping a luxury off-roader in top shape. Older G-Wagons, particularly those from the early to mid-2000s, have their share of age-related headaches. Electrical gremlins, oil leaks, worn seals, and outdated infotainment systems are common complaints. But the flip side is that they're more mechanical and less electronically complicated than newer ones, which means fewer modules that can fail and potentially lower repair costs if you find a skilled independent Mercedes specialist. The interiors might feel dated, but they retain a certain old-world charm, thick leather, solid switchgear, and a sense of over-engineering you just don't find anymore. Things changed drastically in 2019 when Mercedes completely redesigned the G-Class for the first time in decades. This newer generation retained the same iconic shape, but introduced independent front suspension, a more refined steering system, and a far more comfortable cabin. It drives better, rides smoother, and finally feels like a modern luxury SUV rather than a tank. However, that improvement came at a price: more electronics, more sensors, and more potential for expensive issues as the years go by. These later models are the best choice if you want a daily drivable G-Wagon with all the latest comforts, but you'll need to be prepared for higher repair costs and dealership-level maintenance fees. Performance-wise, even the standard G550 is impressive. Its 4.0-liter twin-turbo V8 pushes out around 416 horsepower and makes the big SUV surprisingly quick. The G63 AMG takes that to another level with 577 horsepower, a raucous exhaust note, and an almost absurd level of acceleration for something shaped like a refrigerator. But that power comes with a price, literally. The AMG versions drink fuel at alarming rates and have higher maintenance costs due to their upgraded engines, brakes, and suspension. If you're buying used, the G550 is often the smarter long-term bet. offering all the presence and capability of the G-Wagon without the same mechanical stress or wallet-busting upkeep. Reliability is, at best, average for the class. The G-Wagon isn't unreliable in the sense that it constantly breaks down, but when it does need attention, you'll feel it. A single suspension repair or transmission service can easily reach 4 figures. That's why having a detailed maintenance record is crucial. A well-documented G-Wagon that's been serviced on schedule, especially at a reputable Mercedes or independent shop, is worth every bit more than a cheaper example with missing paperwork. Skipping a pre-purchase inspection is one of the biggest mistakes buyers make, and it often ends in regret when hidden issues surface. Yet for all these warnings, the G-Wagon remains one of the most satisfying luxury SUVs you can own. It's not just transportation, it's an experience. The driving position is commanding, the doors shut with a satisfying metallic clunk, and the overall feel is one of indestructibility mixed with elegance. It's a car that turns heads everywhere it goes and makes even mundane drives feel like an occasion. Unlike many luxury SUVs that blend in, the G-Wagon stands apart. And that alone is a big part of why people are willing to pay so much to own one, even used. So, should you buy a used Mercedes-Benz G-Wagon? If you're looking for a statement piece that combines genuine off-road capability with high-end luxury, the answer is yes. It's an SUV that feels special every time you drive it, and if maintained properly, it can serve you well for years. But if you're hoping for something practical, inexpensive to run, or worry-free, the G-Wagon probably isn't the right choice. It demands attention, care, and a healthy budget for maintenance. In other words, it's a car for those who appreciate craftsmanship and character more than cost efficiency. Owning a used G-Wagon isn't about making the smart financial choice. It's about indulging in something rare and iconic. It's a vehicle that has aged gracefully, holding on to its reputation and desirability like few others in its class. Whether you're drawn to the classic pre-2018 models for their old-school toughness or the newer generation for their luxury and refinement, a well-maintained G-Wagon can be a joy to own. Just make sure you walk into it with open eyes and a realistic budget. Because once you hear that solid thud of the doors and feel that upright driving position, you'll realize the G-Wagon isn't just a car. It's a statement, and it's one that never goes out of style. If you found the video useful, be sure to hit the like button to support us. Thank you.